Green Bay going to Carolina. Now, Carolina's defense is playing so well. They're playing really well over the entire season. Last game was in a rainstorm. It's in Carolina.
That game means absolutely nothing to me.
Cam's just getting it done, though they kind of almost blew a lead at the end. But you said it doesn't mean anything to you. I'm kind of in the air about it
because of the weather.
Andrew Luck with broken ribs.
It's all fine and dandy, but because of the situation, because of the weather, I feel like you can't judge either team. But if I erase the fact that I won't judge either team on that one game, obviously Carolina's been playing spectacularly.
Yes.
I get it, they've been getting the wins. They've been getting the wins, and we, as I said before, we keep repeating ourselves with this team. Last week I said that Green Bay was either going to lose to Denver or Carolina or both. And last week I went with Denver and that dominant defense, and that's exactly what happened. They contained Aaron Rodgers, and they did enough just to hold him and make the team as a whole look a little more suspect than what their record shows. And saying that, I'm going to defense again. I'm going Carolina in this game. Because, granted, I get it. We don't want to say, it's so odd to say, oh, well, Green Bay, they can't lose 2 in a row, but they're facing, the Panthers' defense isn't as good as Denver's, but it's also very good. And I think that in Carolina, they're going to do enough to maintain Aaron Rodgers again. I don't think they're going home to under 100 yards. That's not going to happen. He will have over 100 yards. He might have 150. Whatever he's going to have, I don't care. But I think that defense will contain him. Cam Newton's just going to do what he always does and just get the win.
I'm saying this with my fingers crossed because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, okay? Aaron Rodgers pissed off is not somebody I want to play. But I look at Green Bay and I look at how they struggled against St. Louis. I look at how they struggled at points against San Diego, right?
Yeah.
And I look at how they didn't play all that well, obviously, on offense last week. No. I look at Carolina's defense consistently, week in and week out, play well. And I'm going to go with that because Cam Newton is also getting it done. And Denver plays that rough you up, I'm in your face, and as I said before, in the rain it was so much more fun. Okay, I have to be honest, I just bought a new huge TV, and in the rain it looked so much more awesome to see Carolina's offensive line just pushing people around. They are so mean and they are so tough, and Cam Tolbert and Jonathan Stewart, I mean, they are playing tough nose, they're getting in people's faces, they're putting their heads down, they're running people over. Yeah. Cam's taking more shots than anybody else, but they have that tough nose attitude. Greg Olsen has taken 100% of snaps on offense this year for the Carolina Panthers.
That's unbelievable.
Oh my!
Doesn't make any sense.
Nobody else in football outside of an offensive lineman has done that. But he's the only tight end, wide receiver, running back to do that. I mean, so that's impressive.
Absolutely.
But
so you're going with Carolina?
I'm going with Carolina because Cam's just been getting it done. Like I said, Denver plays a similar style as Carolina does, running a little, and I think that Carolina plays it better than Denver does. Denver obviously opened it up a little bit, 340 in the passing game, no touchdowns though. Carolina gets their touchdowns on the ground overall. I mean, a couple of passings from Cam Newton, but for the most part, they're that ground and pound like we said. Green Bay's defense is a lot tougher and better than I think they looked, but the season's kind of going on. Maybe they're turning. Maybe it was a product of teams they were playing because Nick Foles, he threw for under, I think, 150 yards in the game he played Green Bay. So, I mean, things like that, odd stats like that maybe have been happening. They're not finding the run game as we talked about earlier with Green Bay. I'd like to see them be able to run the ball a little more. Carolina's defense isn't going to let them do that. No. And Carolina's secondary is a little better than people expected. Kirk Coleman, who I'm not a fan of because I'm an Eagles fan, had a couple of big plays on Monday Night Football, and that's odd. But
I just want to bring up one thing about Cam. I tweeted about it on our official Twitter, @_JD Sports. Yeah. I tweeted that I'm not liking Cam doing these runs where he's doing these head-on collisions. He needs to learn to either slide or, I don't know, he needs to just get down. I don't want to see him chucking people like he's a running back because he's either going to get concussed or he's going to get some type of injury. And then what are we talking about Carolina? We're talking about, oh, well, they got a defense. Yeah. No, he needs to stop taking those hits, stop taking those blows, Cam, because it's not good for you.
I'm a huge Cam fan, so I hold my breath.
He's not a running back.
Shots. I hate watching it, but he's getting it done, and I just fingers crossed.
Great.
Like
he's
I said,
getting it done.
No, I agree. I hate it. I scream.
Don't take a head-on collision.
I feel like I yell at it. I don't actually.
There was one play in last week's game where his head literally
I know. I watched it. He bounced off the other guy's helmet.
And I was like,
Cam put his
concussion,
head down.
but he got up.
Yeah, he walked right up. He did like the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did his whole first down thing, but bro, you gonna keep doing that? Eventually, you're not gonna get up. You're gonna get hurt out there.
I'm 100% with you.
Stop.
Speaking of Cam, one last quick note: Tom Brady is my personal MVP because at 38, he's having the best season of his career. But MVP is most valuable player. It's not a stat. And take Cam Newton off his team, and what did you just say happens? We talk about how they have a good defense. It's most valuable player to your team.
I might put him number 3
Behind
Andy Dalton.
Okay, you know what? That's open for discussion.
Rodgers might be 3A,
but
I will say Andy Dalton is one of them.
Oh, see, the only reason I'm going to put Rodgers, he's plummeting a little bit because their offense isn't clicking as well. He's out there a lot by himself, and I understand.
Definitely.
The fact that they only have one loss is super impressive. He's still in the conversation, but I'm with you. Dalton's a little above him. I put Cam there just because...
Cam's number 3 for me.
I'm not saying if you take Dalton off their team, you know what I mean, they're any better than Carolina is if you take Cam off his team, but it just looks like Cam's carrying them more than Dalton is. That's my argument, but hey, we both have Brady as number 1, so it doesn't matter who's number 2.
Hey, if you're in that conversation, that's just a lot about you. If we're talking about taking Aaron Rodgers out, so if I can say I'm taking Aaron Rodgers out and you're going in, that says something for you.
What did I say about number 2?
I don't know what you say about number 2.
They're not a winner, and nobody remembers that. Thank you for watching. This is JD Sports. I'm Jarrett Hood. That's Dwight Garfield. You can find our Twitter @_JD Sports. Our personal Twitter will be there.
You can find our Facebook page and the information down below. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe for fresh weekly content. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come.
Thank you.